there guys, another play along video coming at ya. So this is all of page 8, starting with number 15, rising rhythms. So clarinets and trumpets, we're gonna go through this. I'm gonna alternate between instruments, but you guys have the same notes, okay? So you guys are gonna have your own video combined. So for number 15, our note names, we've got E, F, G, for both of those measures, and then back down to E. Clarinets, your E is the thumb on the back and the pointer finger on the front, down to F, up to F. We just take that front finger on the front off, keep the thumb on the back, G is all open, but keep everything nice and seated around the clarinet. Don't let your hands come clear out there because it makes it hard to move fast. Whereas this, if I keep everything very close without actually touching or covering, I can move very quickly, okay? Trumpets, your E, you have 1 and 2. So imagine if I'm holding the trumpet out this way, 1 and 2 for E. F is just 1. G is all open. So G, F, E, E, F, G. Okay. Here we go. I'm going to play through. Oops, it's still on flute. I'll put it on clarinet, but essentially it's going to play the trumpet part for each of these two because it sounds the same. All right. With those 3 notes, I'll play each one twice, once with no accompaniment, and then there's this cool background that comes in the second that I can do the second time. So here we go. Okay, so that's without accompaniment. Here is with accompaniment. Cool backgrounds coming at you. That's that one. For the next one, I gotta get my trumpet. I'll be right back. Sorry, I forgot to have it ready. Okay. Trumpet, same notes, same 3 notes, but we're going on to number 16, stepping stones. So we're starting on the note F. Clarinet, that's the note F on the back, thumb. E. So F twice, E twice, back to F, then F twice, G twice, and down to F. Hold that one because it's a whole note, so it's going to be a nice long tone, nice and easy. F, E, F, E, F, then F, G, F, E, and F all the way to the end. Okay. And it sounds like this. Trumpets, make sure to pay attention to the fingerings, okay? Go ahead and change the trumpet. Then you can hear it. And we'll have to wait for that. And then we'll wait again because we're going to change the song. That's okay. And one more. So trumpets, make sure you got 1 and 2 for E. It's not this. It's not this. It's 1 and 2. That's E, F, G. Okay, accompaniment turned down. Here we go. sure the lips stay tight so that you can have that sound stay consistent with the recording the whole time. If you let them loose, it'll drop down too low, or it just won't be quite supported enough to be matching, okay? So make sure that you've got the lips nice and tight. Here we go with the accompaniment. Ta-da! That's number 16. On to 17. Same 3 notes, rain, rain, just reorganizing them again and again. So we've got G, then E, G, E, G, E, F, G, E, G, E, G. Lots of G's and E's. This skip can be tricky on the trumpet. So trumpet players, as you're going through, and I'm going to switch to clarinet, but just as a caution to trumpet players, make sure that, again, that you keep the lips nice and tight, and especially jumping up, you'll find it'll feel like you have to put lots and lots of pressure, okay, between those. So E to G, or, so just make sure we're getting enough pressure to get all the way up to G. It shouldn't go down, okay? So if you're doing, or if it's going, sorry, my valve is sticking. If it's jumping down, you're going down to the note C, which we're not ready for yet, okay? Well, you're probably ready for it, but we're not doing that yet. So you have to make sure you're going up to G. Okay, for clarinet, just make sure we get everything covered or it will squeak. Okay, here we go. Change our instrument. Then we're going to change the song. And during these little pauses, you guys can go over fingerings. Easy stuff. All right. No accompaniment the first time. Everything just nice and plain. Here we go. Ta-da! And with accompaniment for some cool background stuff. Ta-da! And if that's the background for some of these might be a little distracting for you guys. If that's the case, just rewind and go ahead and go back and do it without the accompaniment, or you can just practice without the video at all. All right, going up to the next, and I'm going to move my camera a little bit. So excuse me for just a second. I have to make everything backwards in my head. All right, so we're going to do number 18, 19, and 20. Which uses, I'm trying to get it lined up still, which gives us a new note, okay? So 18 gives us the note D. I'll switch back to trumpet. D is now on the trumpet. So we had E. Now we're going to switch fingers. So the first finger is going to stay down, and we're going to go to 1 and 3. Okay, so that's our the finger position or the valve position for this one. So we've got 1 and 3. So we've got F, E, our new note D. I'm going to write 1 and 3 next to that as a reminder. Clarinets, we'll talk about yours as well. F, E, D, D, E, F, G, just climbing up again, keep the lips nice and tight. Then F, E, D. All right. So that's what we got, clarinets. You're lucky because you're the only wind instrument, or especially the only reed instrument. Trumpets, you guys get to use just the right hand for everything you play. But as far as instruments that do use more than one hand, you're the only guys that get to do just one hand for all 5 of these notes. So you had G, thumb down for F, E. Now you've got D. Oop, I missed. D is just adding the middle finger. Once we get down to C, boop, you just put that finger down. Okay, so it's essentially just your left hand for all of these 5 notes. Ha! Mr. Lee Broughton's photobombing our playthrough. Ha! All right. So with the new note, and trumpets, I'll switch back to yours. Darn this cold. All right, so we're going through in a minor mood, learning the note D to go with E, F, and G. Okay, here we go. Easy peasy, right? With accompaniment this time. And do note for trumpet players, I don't have this ring that it's talking about on my trumpet, but there's, with the newer trumpets, this one has one, it's just that it's fallen off and I've lost it. You should have a little ring here, and this is called the 3rd valve slide. Sometimes it gets called the D slide. Okay, so you'll find that the note D tends to be kind of above the pitch that you hear from the recordings. So what you need to do is number 1, keep this in really good condition so that it slides in and out very easily. Mine does not. It is basically fused together with time and grime and all the gross stuff. But you would ideally want to move that in and out just a little bit, so when you play the note D, boop, it pops out a little bit, and then you play the other stuff and it comes back in. Okay, here we go. That one's fun. It's really jazzy, and I love jazz. Okay, to the next. We have hot cross buns, which I know some of you guys have started working on, and especially because you know this from recorder days or maybe just from other general music classes. So we've got E, D, C, and C trumpets over here. So C is all open again. So you've got C and D, or C and G are both all open. So this is where that embouchure and those lips come into play. C is very loose, almost like horse lips, like to drive things down low. G is a little tighter, so that it's gonna pop up. Okay, what I recommend is you practice going between both of those to feel how each of them is supposed to feel on the lips. Okay, it will take some time, so if it doesn't do that right away, that's okay, that's normal. All right, so E, D, C, then 4C, 4D, E, D, and C. And we're going to switch back to clarinet. And again, you can use these pauses, especially trumpets, to just kind of go back and forth between C and G, or clarinets, you can use it to go through any of the fingerings, all of that stuff. All right, and one more change. Here's hot cross buns. No accompaniment this time, and I'm going to slow it down a little bit because we have lots of new notes. Ta-da! Now let's turn the accompaniment on and see what it sounds like. Here we go. Ta-da! All right, last one. And for this one, I'm actually going to play through once with trumpet and once with clarinet. So we've got all of our notes, all 5 that we have now learned, and they all get mixed up to make a really cool song. So here is Go Tell Aunt Rhody. E, E, D, C, and that C goes twice. D, D, F, E, D, C, G, G, F, E. That goes all 3 of those. D, F, E, D, C. All right. I'll play once on clarinet and then once on trumpet. Okay. And I'll start with clarinet because that's what it's already set up on. So I think that makes it a little more time efficient. All right. No accompaniment for this first one. Ta-da. And I'll switch to trumpet. And we'll listen to what the background sounds like. Good, and trumpets, make sure that you're getting up high enough with that. I am going to do that one more time because I just realized that it went really fast. Okay, one more time with that one. And then that's it. That's all there is to it, guys. All right, I will see you next week. Have a great weekend and happy Halloween.